All right. Hi there, CCR 3 students. I hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully everything's going well as you're working through circumference. Now, if it's not, you might have to be really diligent and watch my video, pause it, record it in your notes, pause it, unpause, watch some more, record in your notes. But if everything went well, this is really just watching as an answer key. And I'm giving some review to what we did yesterday and also going over what you were working on today in class. So I hope it's going well. And if not, like I said, pause, review, do the best you can. But our real focus today is circumference here, which is for the circle perimeter or the distance around. So as we can see here, if I can give you a visual on the screen, this is our distance around. We're looking at circumference. And if you remember yesterday, as we do this, we came up with two formulas. And let me move this over so you can see those. Our formulas for circumference were C equals pi times diameter or C equals pi times radius. Because if you double the radius, you get the diameter, which if you remember, the diameter is a chord across the circle. So we're going to use these formulas today. These are formulas that mathematicians have figured out. I'm going to make our lives easier as we're calculating circumference, which what is circumference? Do you know it? Hopefully you're saying in your mind, distance around the circle. All right. So let me move this over. And hopefully this is one you didn't have too much trouble with. We have diameter of the circle. Here is 33 feet. Because I'm given the diameter, this is the diameter of the circle, I'm going to use pi times diameter. So C equals pi times 33. Please be practicing typing this in the calculator. You can always put in, something you guys mentioned yesterday is you can always put in 3.14. Just a reminder of that. If you don't have the pi button, a good backup is using 3.14 for pi. Okay? Not a bad thing to use. Now here you have this basketball problem, and I highlighted some of the important information. We are trying to wrap this bow around this basketball, and it needs to be 12 more inches the bow so that you can tie the bow part, and it has a radius of 4.5 inches. So whenever you can, you want to make sure you draw a radius there and draw a little diagram. And here I'm going to put 4.5 inches. All right, so here we have 4.5, and I'm just going to note inches. I'll put that little signia for inches, and I'll worry about the 12 more inches in a moment. So which formula am I going to use? Well, because I'm given the radius, I'm going to use 2 times pi times radius. And so I'm putting 4.5 in for the radius, and I'm going to use 2 times pi times that 4.5. I am going to, and I'm going to help you out in case you need this. If you need it, call up the calculator from your ebook. So I'm hoping I can move back and forth here. Let's see if I can do that. Yep, looks like I'm going okay. So I'm going to go into CPM here. And this might not come up, guys. It doesn't. I will pause this and come back in just a second. You won't even know I was gone. Look here up in calculators. I'm going to go into scientific. Let's see if this works. Oh, I got lucky. So if I go up into here, I'm going to do, let's see what I can do here. Oh, good. We have a pi button. So I'm going to do 2 times pi times 4.5. Isn't this nice? This is a great tool. And we can see that's 28.27. Yep. Rounded correctly, 28.27. I'm going to try not to forget that number. So I'm going to say the circumference is about 28. Hopefully I'm remembering it right, you guys, 0.27. And then I'm going to add what onto this? I have to add on the 12 inches because I'm making a bow. And then I'll give you a moment to do those calculations. And in the end, we should see, if you haven't done it, we're going to get about, for the final answer, 40.27 inches of ribbon needed. I'll just write that out here, ribbon needed. It's always good to label. I know some of you are great about that habit. But all right, guys, I'm just clearing some of this out. This one's a little trickier because I want here I have a 3-foot table for my kitchen, and that the tablecloth that will be circular hangs about a foot on each edge. So no longer is this 3 feet, but if we're adding a foot on here and a foot on here to the tablecloth, hopefully you figured out, hey, this is going to be a 5-foot tablecloth. All right. And so that's probably the trickiest part to this problem. So now when you use C equals pi times d, because we know the diameter is 5 feet, we're going to go from there with pi times diameter. You guys want to make sure you have a calculator out. Maybe pause me right now if you have to make some changes. Maybe rewind what I'm saying if you had anything confused and you're taking 5 times pi. And that means our circumference of my tablecloth is about 15.7 feet. And let's even type that in a sentence. That's just a good habit of getting into. Last problem, we have some ribbon. Here we have the tablecloth. Oops. Oh, this is doing funky things, guys. Hold on. I knew there was a button that did funky things, and I couldn't remember what button it was. All right, guys, it is not letting me type in nicely. That is the button that is funky with what I'm trying to do right now. But I hope you type in the tablecloth will have a circumference of about 15.7 feet. Or 15.71 if you're rounding to the nearest hundredths there. All right, and then I think you got one more problem here. Take a look, and I'm going to come back on with my work and my answer. So reread this. Maybe you made a mistake. Think about what you want to try to do if you know you made a mistake. All right, I am back here, and to find the circumference of the circle, I took this side length of the square, which is 8 centimeters. I drew it in right here. So this segment of the square that's 8 centimeters is also the diameter. It's also the diameter of this circle. So then I use circumference equals pi times diameter, pi times 8. Type it in your calculator, double check me. It's important to know how to work the calculator. We are going to have a quiz and test. And so we get circumference is about 25.13 centimeters. So guys and gals, next thing you're going to do is on my lesson plans, you are going to review your quiz, your Unit 5 quiz. I think there's 1 or 2 of you that still need to take it. Make sure you take care of that. You don't want that to be a 0. And then there is a reflection. So take a look at my lesson plans. Thanks so much for tuning in and double checking your answers with me. Take care.